Hello everyone. I once again welcome you all to my YouTube channel English by Nisa. In the last video we have seen the verbs 4 exercises where you have to add past, which is a regular verb. You have to add the regular past form of the verb. Talk become talk, stop become stop. We have discussed in detail in the last video. You can see in the description box. And in the second exercise, we have to add the past or past participle from the irregular verb. We have already seen the regular and irregular description and the differences also between regular and irregular verbs. So here in this exercise you have v1 is given to you. You have to write v2 and v3 of the same v1: drink, drank and drunk. And in the third exercise you have to choose the v2 or v3 according to the sentences. If the have form is there in the sentence, so you have to use v3. If no have form is there, you have to use v2. And in the fourth exercise also the same. v1 is all given here to you. You have to choose v2 or v3, either depend on the sentence. So if have form is there, then you have to use v3. If no have form, then you have to use v2. So in today's video we are going to see the transitive and intransitive verb exercises. Remaining all exercises from exercise 5 to exercise 9 we are going to see in this video. So let's start our video. So now students, in this bit you have to find out whether the given sentence is transitive or intransitive verb. So transitive and intransitive, I already made the video on this. You can see in the description box, you will see the this link of this video. Now transitive verbs are nothing but these are the verbs which end with objects. So these are called transitive verb, which and intransitive verbs are the verbs which do not take objects to complete its sense. So transitive verbs takes objects. So now in the fifth exercise you have to use take the sentences that are correct and put a cross after the one in which the objects are missing. So wherever the object is missing means wherever this is an intransitive verb, you have to put a cross mark there. And if the sentence is correct, which is have transitive sentence means which have objects, so that will be a correct one. So you have to put a right over there. Now let us read these sentences. I like what? What you like? So here object is missing. The structure of the sentence is subject plus verb plus object. So this is the correct sentence structure. So I is which is a subject and this is the verb. Object is missing here. So that's why it is intransitive sentence. So you have to put a cross mark over here. Or you also can see if you want to identify whether the given word it sentence is transitive or intransitive, you have to see the first one is object. If object is there, then that will be a transitive, and if object is not there, then that will be a intransitive. One more thing, this will be your first point, first trick to identify transitive or intransitive. Second trick will be you have to see the given sentence, you have to change it into active to passive voice. Active to passive voice. Now suppose I like mango. I want to say mango. If I say I like mango, so this mango I can change into passive voice. How? Mangoes are liked by me. So this one I can change to passive voice. So definitely it will be a transitive sentence because we can change into active to passive voice. I like mango, which will change in passive voice as mangoes are liked by me. Now the third trick is you have to ask what. After this verb you have to add what. So if you are getting answer I like what, if you ask what after this verb, if you are getting answer like I would like so and so, if answer is there in the sentence, so that must be a transitive verb. But here no object, no answer is here, that's why it is intransitive. So you have to add a cross mark over here. So this is the wrong, which is not a transitive verb. So here in this bit you have to identify transitive verbs. So now let's see the second one. She is lying. Now here also again object is missing. She is lying to someone. Something should be here. Nothing is here. So again this is also intransitive. It is not a transitive verb. Now let us see the next one. I don't run. Run, which is a verb here. After verb, we need object. So object is missing here. I run in the garden or in the playground. Something should be here. No object is here. That's why this is also intransitive verb. Now let us see the fourth word. We enjoyed on the holiday. So here we cannot change it into passive voice as because after this verb we don't have directly object but we have preposition. So after preposition this is the object of this preposition, not the object of verb. So if we got the sentence like students are enjoyed the holidays, so definitely we can use it as a, we can put a cross mark, right cross mark over here, but this object is from the for the preposition, not for this verb. So this is also intransitive verb. We enjoyed on the holidays here. We enjoyed the holidays if were there, so we can change into passive voice as the holidays were enjoyed by us. But this is intransitive verb because after this on this object is there, so this object is the prepositions object, not enjoyed object. Now let us see the fifth one. She has fallen. Again object is missing here. Fallen, which is the verb, so no object is here. Fallen from where? Floor or ground or terrace, something should be here, no object, so that's why it is also intransitive verb. Now let us see the sixth one. Did you buy today? What did you buy today? No object is here. Did you buy food today? Did you buy fruit today? So no object is here after this verb. So this is also intransitive verb. So no object after this buy. If object was there, we can obviously we can put a right tick mark over here, but no object. Did you buy what? What is missing here? No object here. That's why we are putting cross mark over here. Now let us see the next one, which is 7. We are trying to do what? We are trying to do something, some business or some project. Something is missing here. So that's why again it is intransitive verb because object is missing here. Now again, where did she go? So here, where did she go? This is the as a question, so this is also intransitive because object again missing here. Now next one, he was wearing. What he is wearing? Object is again missing here, so that's why it is also intransitive verb. She is talking. Talking to someone. Talking with whom? She is talking to his friend. She is talking to her friend or to someone else. So object again missing here, so that's why it is also intransitive verb. So these all are the intransitive verbs here. But in the exam, you have to check first. You have to read the sentence and you have to see the three rules. Let me write the rules again. So you have to see these three tricks. First, you have to see subject, verb plus object. After this verb, if you are getting object, then that will be a transitive verb. And the second trick is you have to change that the given sentence into active to passive. So she has fallen. We cannot change this sentence to passive voice. So that must be a intransitive sentence. And one more thing, you have to ask the question after verb what. Okay, did you buy what? If you're getting answer, I buy bought so and so like fruit or vegetables, so that must be a transitive. But did you buy what? You're not getting any answer because object is not here, so that must be a intransitive verb. So you have to remember these three tricks. So in your exam, you have to read the sentences and you have to find whether the given sentence is transitive or intransitive. If the sentence is transitive, you have to put a correct mark over there. If the sentence is intransitive, you have to put the cross mark over there. Now let us move to the next bit, which is intransitive verbs. So now let us see these intransitive verbs. Here, intransitive verbs, I already told you the definition, and you also can see my video on transitive and intransitive verbs. So, intransitive verbs are nothing but these are the verbs which do not take object to complete their meaning. So, now here, what you have to do, look at the verbs in the following sentences and circle whether they are transitive or intransitive. So, what are let me give an example to you. To identify whether the given sentence is transitive or intransitive, I told you the three tricks. First, you have to see the object. The second one, you have to change the given sentence to active to passive voice. And the third trick is you have to ask a what after the verb. So suppose if I want to change the sentence like I ate an apple, this is the active voice. If I want to change this active voice to passive voice, I can say an apple was eaten by me. So this can be a transitive sentence because I can be able to change into active to passive voice. But can I change this sentence to passive voice like he ran in the ground? No, because after ran in the ground, in which is the preposition, so the ground which is the object of preposition, like we have seen in the previous exercise here. Yes, here we enjoyed on the holiday. Enjoyed the holiday, if were there, then we can definitely say that is the transitive verb. But here we enjoyed on the holiday, on it, which is nothing but which is preposition, and the holiday which is the object of preposition, not the object of verb. So that's why it is intransitive verb. So in the same way here you have to identify whether the given sentence is transitive or intransitive. So let's start the first one. So the first one is my mother laughed. So which one is transitive or intransitive? So just now I told you, if you want to see the sentence is transitive or intransitive, you have to change it into active to passive voice. Now the structure of active voice is structure of active voice, which is subject plus verb plus object, and the structure of passive voice is object plus verb plus subject. So here you can see here my mother, which is the subject, and laugh, which is the verb, and object is missing here. So that's why it is a intransitive verb. It is not a transitive verb. If object is given here, my mother laughed on something, so that definitely will be a transitive, but object is missing here, that's why it is a intransitive verb. Now let us see the next one. Now let us see the second one. The bomb exploded. Again you can see here we have subject and we have verb also, but object is missing here. So that's why it's again intransitive verb because object is missing here. Now let us see the next one. I wrote a letter. So here subject we have, verb also we have, and object also we have. So can we change into passive voice? Yes, we can change. Like a letter was written by me. We can change it into active to passive voice. So this will be your transitive verb. Now next one. The child sneezed loudly. So here also we have the subject which is child, sneeze which is a verb, and this loudly which is not the object here because it is an adverb. So adverb cannot be a object of this sentence. Only noun pronoun can be subject and object of this sentence. So this is intransitive verb because these are the here after verb adverb is there, not noun and pronoun. If noun and pronoun were there, that will be a object. This is not a object. This type of sentences are called verbs of incomplete predication, where the objects, where the sentence end with some other words rather than noun and pronoun. So these also come under intransitive sentences. It is not a transitive sentence. Now the last one, fifth, is she saw her friend. So which one is transitive or intransitive? So as we have subject here, saw which is a verb, and her friend which is a object. So we have subject, verb, and object, which is the structure of active voice and the structure of sentence. So we can change into passive voice. How? Her friend was seen by her. Yes, we can change this sentence to passive. So that must be a transitive sentence. Now let us move to the next exercise. So students, in this bit you have to underline the verb and state whether they are transitive or intransitive. So first we will underline these words. First one is rain. The next one is noise. Next one die. And the kissed invent. So now let us see Which verbs are transitive and which verbs are intransitive? So let's see the first one. It rained hard yesterday. So again, students, this is verb. So after this verb, we don't have any object. As I told you, subject and object of the sentence can be noun and pronoun only. But this hard yesterday means is showing adverb. This is adverb, not a noun and pronoun. So it is not. This can't be a object of the sentence. So this one is intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. Now let's see the next one. A noise awakened me. So can we change this into passive voice? This one is verb here. A noise which is the subject and this is the object. So I was awakened by noise. Yes, we can change this into active to passive voice. So that will be a transitive verb. First one is intransitive, the second one is transitive verb. Now let's see the next one. Many soldiers die during a war. So this die is a verb. During a war, we cannot change this into passive voice because during a war we're showing the period. This can't be an object of this sentence. So again, this is also intransitive verb because after this die we need object which can be noun and pronoun only. This is will be a adverb. Now let's see the next fourth one. In a fairy tale, a princess kissed a frog. So can we change this into transitive verb? Yes, we can change. In a fairy tale, a frog was kissed by a princess. So that will be a transitive verb. Let me repeat once again. In a fairy tale, a frog was kissed by a princess. So that you can change into passive voice. So that must be a transitive verb. Now let me read this one last. Did the Koreans invent gunpowder? So invent which is a verb. After verb we have object which is a noun gunpowder. So yes, we can change into passive voice and we have object also here. Like did the gunpowder was invented by the Koreans? Yes, we can change into active voice to passive. So that must be a transitive verb. So here in the first sentence you have intransitive verb because object is missing, and in the second one transitive verb because object is here, and in this also you have intransitive verb because here again object is missing. In a fairy tale, princess kisses a frog which is the object, so it must be a transitive. Gunpowder is also object, so it must be a transitive verb. Now let's move to the next exercise. So now in this next exercise, which is 8, here also you have to identify whether the verb in the following sentences are transitive or intransitive. So let me underline the verbs here again as we have done in the previous exercise. Grown, grown, return, return, moved and moved. So read the first one. I have grown tomatoes in my garden. So can we change this active sentence to passive voice? Yes, we can change it. Like tomatoes have been grown by me in my garden. We can change this to a passive voice. So definitely it must be a transitive sentence. And also here grown, which is a verb. After verb we have tomato, which is the object. So we can change this sentence to passive as well. So that must be a transitive verb. Now let's see the second one. She has grown taller. Here no object is missing. So she has grown. If there any receiver is the action, no receiver. So that must be a intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. Now let's read the next one. I returned the books to the library. So here return which is a verb. After verb we have object which is the book. I returned the book. So we can change this to passive voice. Books were written by me to the library. So this will be a transitive verb because we can change this sentence to active to passive voice. And this sentence have object as well. Now let's see the next one. The children returned to the school after the summer break. So here as I told you students, after this verb we need object directly, not preposition. So to which is a preposition and this object the school which is the object of preposition, not object of this verb. So this is also intransitive verb because after this return we don't have any object and we cannot change this sentence to passive also. If we want to change it into passive, like this, you can't say the school was written by the children, right? So this is intransitive sentence because we cannot change this into passive voice, because after this verb we need object directly, not preposition. This school is the object of this preposition, not of the verb. Now let's see the next one. The dancer moved gracefully. Here again we have verb, and this is the quality of adverb. Is showing the quality of move, how she moved gracefully. So this is adverb and that cannot be a object of this sentence. Only noun and pronoun can be subject and object of this sentence. Adverb cannot be object of this sentence. So we cannot change this into passive voice because it's not an object. So this is also intransitive verb. Now let us see the next one. Now let's see the sixth one. The boy moved the heavy table easily. So can we change this sentence to passive voice? Try. Now the heavy table was moved by the boy easily. Yes, we can change this sentence to passive voice. So that is the transitive sentence. Here the boy, which is a subject, move, which is a verb, and after verb directly we have object. So that must be a transitive sentence. Now let's see the next one. My aunt drives very well. Drive, which is a verb here. This drive also verb. Sings also verb. And sang also verb. So now you can see here after verb we don't have yes, here after verb we don't have object because very well we have, which is the adverb. Drives, how she drives very well. So it's not the object of this sentence. Object is missing here. So it will be a intransitive sentence. Now let's move to the next one. She drives the car well. Now here you can see the difference of these two sentences. My aunt drives very well, object is missing, but here object is there. The car. After verb we have object. So that is the transitive sentence. Now here next one, she sings melodiously. Again here object is missing, melodiously, which is an adverb. So it is an intransitive verb. Now next one, she sang the national anthem. So here sang, which is a verb, and national anthem, which is a object. So if we have object here, so that must be a transitive verb, and we can change this active sentence to passive sentence also. The national anthem was sung by her. So if object is there, that must be a transitive verb. If object is missing, that must be an intransitive verb. Now let's move to the last exercise. So now let's see this exercise, the last one. Choose the correct alternative. If necessary, use the dictionary to check if the verbs are transitive or intransitive. So here students, you have to check the correct sentence, correct alternative, and also you have to see the whether this given sentence is transitive or intransitive. So let's read the first one. The teacher cautioned us or cautioned to us that we had a test the next day. So here the correct alternative is the teacher cautioned us. This caution will not follow with to. So this one be the correct one. The teacher cautioned us, and we can change. We have to see whether this sentence is transitive or intransitive. So you can see here this caution, it is a verb, and after verbs we have pronoun here, which can be object. So after this verb we have object, so that must be a transitive, and we can change it into passive as well. How? We were cautioned by teacher that we have a text next day. So yes, we can change it into passive voice also. So that must be a transitive verb. So here it is a transitive verb. Now let's read the next one. Please remember to telephone to them or telephone them after you reach. Now let us read the second. So we have read already. Now so can we say please remember to telephone to them or telephone them after you reach? So the correct one we can say please remember to call me. Remember to call me to telephone we cannot say. So here the sentence is please remember to till here telephone them. not to them again. So can we change this into transitive verb? Sorry, passive voice? We cannot change because after this, remember, we don't have object but we have preposition, and this is the object of preposition. So we cannot change into transitive. So that must be intransitive verb. So now let's read this next one third. This morning I sent to you or sent you an email. Which one is correct? We cannot say I sent to you. If you want to say the like sentence I sent you a gift or I sent to you a gift, we cannot use to here. We use I. This morning I sent you an email. After this I, we have to use this one. So can we change this into passive voice? Yes, we can. An email was sent by me this morning. We can change this into passive voice. So that will be a transitive sentence. This morning I sent you an email. So that must be a transitive. Now let's see the next one. You should never give to anyone or give anyone personal information over the internet. Which one can be correct? So here you should never give anyone, not to anyone. You should you should never give anyone personal information over the internet. This will be a correct one. So this is will be a transitive verb. Now next one. Last week I lent you or lent to you 200 rupees. This one will be the correct one. Last week I lent you 200 rupees because after this lent we have directly object. This lent is a verb, and after this verb we have directly object, so this will be a correct, and you can change this into passive voice also, like 200 rupees was lent by me last week. So these all are exercises which you have your English textbook. This is the topic of verb. So be careful while learning this topic because there are so many exercises in this bit. But see this video and try to identify whether the given verb is transitive or intransitive, regular or irregular. Use the trick which I have given to you. So I hope it would be helpful for you. Best of luck for your exam, and we will meet in the next video. Thanks for watching.